for now, our lesson is all about Kohlberg's theory of moral development. So last time we discussed about ethics and morality. We're in ethics, the main grounds for arguments is reason, while morality naman, the grounds for argument is tradition. Pag sinabi nating ethics, you know the right from wrong, while morality, you always do what is right. So Kohlberg's theory of development or moral development was developed by Lawrence Kohlberg to focus on understanding the development of morality throughout life. So he used the idea of moral dilemma to expand cognitive development, wherein last time we discussed about what is moral dilemma. It is any difficult moral problems that raise hard moral questions. It occurs when one moral reason conflicts with one another, nor uh, normally conflict with religious or aesthetics reason. So last time sinabi ko nga sa inyo na you are forced to make a decisions with the contradicting options. So now let's go to the lesson. So our learning objectives is number one, to recognize the nature of the basic units of morality and philosophical reasoning. Well, number two is to justify the significance of morality on a personal and societal level. So, meron tayong dilemma dito. Okay, what we call the Heinz dilemma. So, a woman is near death from cancer. A druggist discovered a drug that doctors believe might save her. The druggist is charging 30,000 pesos for a small dose, 10 times the drug cost him to make. The sick woman's husband, Heinz, borrows from everyone he knows but can scrape together only 10,000 pesos. So he begs the druggist to sell him the drugs for only 10,000. Or pwede naman na bayaran niya na lang. Okay? Let him pay for the rest later. So the druggist refuses saying na siya yung naka-discover ng drugs. So, and I'm going to make money from it. So, Heinz, desperate, breaks into man's store and steal the drugs. So, ninakaw ni Heinz yung drug na magpapagamot or makakapagpagamot sa kanyang asawa. So, ano yung dapat gawin ni Heinz? So, should Heinz have done that? Why or why not? So, ito yung magiging basis natin in discussing the Kohlberg's theory of moral development, wherein we have three level, which are pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. So now, let's start with level one, okay, which is common among children. In this stage, children obey rules to avoid punishment or reap rewards or they act out of self-interest. So that is level one. So authority figures give reinforcement, the punishment or rewards, and are obeyed for self-preservation. So in this case, in this level, morality is externally controlled. So nakokontrol pa yung um, paggawa ng tama, ng mabuti ng mga bata, particularly in stage 1. So in stage 1, we have the punishment, obedience, orientation, wherein authority figures give reinforcement. And so children do good because they don't want to be punished. Yan. They do good so that they avoid punishment. So bakit kailangan nilang sundin ang utos ng parents nila? That's because if they do not follow, they will be punished. And ayaw nilang mangyari yun sa sarili nila, di ba? So, they need to follow. Kailangan nilang sumunod lagi para hindi sila mapagalitan or maparusahan. So, their basis of in determining what is moral, what is correct and incorrect, okay? What is moral and immoral is whether the behavior has been punished or not. So, masasabi mo na immoral or hindi maganda yung ginawa niya kapag siya ay napagalitan or hindi. Okay? So, if your behavior has been punished, so the behavior is wrong. Yun yung basis nila. There is nothing wrong dyan. But, however, meron tayong downside na in such way of thinking is that A behavior that is not punished is not automatically correct. 'Di ba? Hindi naman lahat na ginagawa ng bata na mali at hindi pinagalitan ng nanay, hindi ibig sabihin nun ay tama na siya. Okay, in some instances, kapag nakipag-away yung bata sa klase, that is wrong. Okay? Pero sasabihin pa ng parents, that's good. O hindi na lang siya pagagalitan. So, ang tingin ng bata doon, okay lang yung ginawa niya kasi hindi siya pinarusahan. So, yun naman yung downside ng number one. So, let's connect it sa problem natin kanina. So, what do you think? How do people, especially the children in stage 1, answer the question? Should Heinz have stolen the drugs? Or they would, they dapat hindi niya ninakaw yung gamot because that is bad and he should not do anything to this matter. Okay, that is stage 1. So now, let's go to stage 2. So our stage 2 naman, mm, children confirm to rules out self-interest and consideration of what others can do for them. So right behavior is defined as acts that is acceptable and approved by the self, and that satisfies one's needs or best interests. Ibig sabihin, those who are in this stage do good to other or do moral behavior because they want something in return, 'di ba? Gusto nila ng recognition. They considers what others can do for them. Example, sa mga bata, bibigyan mo siya ng pagkain or I will give him food because later on, he will repay me, 'di ba? For my kindness. 'Di ba? Katulad sa mga bata rin, tutulungan ko yung parents ko sa paghuhugas ng plato because bibigyan niya ako ng pera. 'Di ba gano'n yung mga bata 'pag inuutusan, okey? They do something because they expect something in return, ayun lang. So, most kids have that kind of motivation. So now, what would those in stage 2 says about the dilemma? Okay? They would, something like, ano yung sasabi nila dun sa Heinz dilemma natin? Sasabihin nila na, he should steal the drugs because he does not eventually, or he does, or ginawa niya yun para sa kanyang asawa. And then, afterwards, pag gumaling na yung asawa niya, pwedeng, ah, mag-repay yung asawa niya sa kanya. Di ba? Ang downside naman dito, the children do it because they are expecting something in return. Hindi na nila ginagawa ito na bukal sa kanilang puso. Okay? So that is the level 1, the pre-conventional morality. Okay? Next, we are going now to level 2, the conventional morality. So in this case, it is concerned about being good or pleasing others and maintaining the social order. So it continued to follow rules for it. Is it necessary to ensure positive interpersonal relationship and societal order? Ibig sabihin, it is the approval of society. Okay, so now, each is in this stage, it is common in the teenagers and some adults are still in this stage. People in this stage are concerned about being good, pagiging mabuti. They concerned about pleasing others and maintaining social order. Okay, in stage 3, we have the what we call interpersonal concordance or the good and the boy orientation. Ayan. Dito, they want to please others. They want to help others. They want to be good, and eventually uh they to be good for its own sake, not just to please others. Okay, they have an image of what a good person should be. So if you ask them why do you donate to the poor, why do you go to church, why do you follow your parents, why do you help in cleaning the house, their answer would be because it is a good person would do. Yun yung lagi nilang sinasabi. Okay? That is something that might parents happy, teachers happy kapag gumawa ka ng mabuti. At first, it is anchored on what pleases others. Then eventually, they made, as they mature, They have an image of what a good person about uh what characterizes a good person. So they will not do anything that will disappoint their parents or teachers. However, may downside naman to. Doing something that pleases others is not automatically correct, 'di ba? Na ang tingin mo kung dahil you please others, ibig sabihin tama na yung ginawa mo. Okay? And there are instances naman in which you have done something that disappoint them, that disappoint someone else, but you know, it's for the best. Halimbawa, yung pagsasabi ng totoo, 'di ba? Ay hindi porket maganda yung sinabi mo, okay, maganda yung sinabi niya, pagtatakpan mo na siya para lang you please them. But the point here is you lied, 'di ba? Nagsinungaling ka. Because even the teachers naman and even the parents also imperfect human beings. So they have something to say about your behavior. But maybe you know that it is not incorrect. You know it's for the best in that situation na syempre hindi mo naman kailangan all the time na pagtakpan yung totoong nangyari just to please them. Always do the right thing, 'di ba? So now, going back to the Heinz dilemma. So those in stage 3 would say na Heinz should not steal the drugs because that's not something a good person would do. Okay? That's something only criminals would do. Or maybe na he should steal the drugs because that's a good husband will do. Okay? Something that it will please the wife. Gagawin niya yon. Kasi nga, yun yung dapat gawin ng asawa para ma-please yung kanyang wife. So that is the stage 3. So now let's go moving on to stage 4. So we have here the law and order orientation. So right behavior is defined as the acts that conforms with the rules set by the society or the authority figure. So individuals feel duty bound to maintain social order or conscious of what others say. So in this stage, our definition of right is based on what considered legal. So therefore, what is wrong is something that's illegal, di ba? So going back to Heinz dilemma, they may say something like na hindi dapat ginawa ni Heinz doon, dapat hindi niya ninakaw because stealing is bad. It's punishable by the law. Regardless of any reason, stealing is bad, di ba? However, the downside of this stage is that what the law says, okay? The law is not perfect. It has its imperfection. It also has its shortcomings. Um, in certain, like for example, in a certain situation, maybe it considered illegal or illegal in a certain country. You know, example natin dyan, death penalty. Maybe it's considered legal in at some country, but uh uh it's moral ba to kill somebody's life? Gets niyo yun? Okay. Abortion din. Sa ibang bansa naman siya legal. But is it automatically moral? Gets niyo yung point, class? Okay. So that is the law and order. So now, another example sa abortion ulit tayo. Is abortion is automatically moral because is it legal? 'Di ba? Naintindihan nyo? Yung death penalty ba sa ibang bansa is moral because it's legal? Diba? Is it moral to kill someone? So people in this stage follow what the law says regardless of the circumstances. Morality is not always about obeying the law. So in stage 5, yan, the post-conventional morality. People recognize conflicts between moral standards and make their own judgment on the basis of principles of right and fairness. In stage 5, they think of the praise na the greatness, good for the greatest number. So, For example, after a disaster, after a typhoon, people may choose to steal from convenience store, from groceries. They hungry. Okay? Stealing may be considered illegal, but we know that everybody has the right to live. Diba? In some references, this stage is also known as the social contract or in the individual's right or human rights. So it may be considered illegal, but everybody has the right to live. O example, si Robin Hood. What is he, what, ano yung ginagawa niya? 'Di ba illegal, nagnanakaw siya by the law, it's illegal by the law. But what is he doing is producing the greatness good for the greatest number, 'di ba? He steals money to help the poor. For some people, that is the definition of producing the greatness number that is moral and correct. So now, going back to the Heinz dilemma. So our focus here is on individual rights. They may say like, Heinz should steal the drugs because may karapatan yung asawa niya to live. Even though stealing is illegal. He should do that because his wife has the right to live. So now moving on to stage 6, the universal ethical principles. In this stage, people do what they as individuals think is right regardless of legal restrictions or the opinions of the others. So, right behavior is based on universal principles such as justice and equality. Ayun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na an individual understand the principles of human rights and personal conscience, acts based on that understanding, and believes that trust is the basis of relationship. In this stage, we are guided not by the law, okay? Instead by the what is pleasing to others. Okay, instead what we are guided by the abstract principles such as right and fairness, justice, maintenance of human life, and equality. And so, for example, a person may say na even though death penalty is legal in their country, he believes that some criminals should what parent should punish by what should punish by the law. Okay, that's his definition of justice. So in this society, that penalty is illegal, but for him, ayan, yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. Okay? So, that is universal and ethical principle. So, katulad nun, if heterosexual have the right to be happy, so bakit yung mga homosexual, di ba? So, they have the right also to be happy. Na gets niyo yung point. So that is the Kohlberg's theory of morality. See, pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. So that's all. Thank you for watching.